Alright, welcome back guys. This is Ethan from 115 Gaming, and we're going to do a new type of video today. Right here pulled up, I have got Mythic Games' gameplay video of 6 Siege, the board game. This is from a year ago, right before they launched their Kickstarter. And this is one of the videos that actually inspired me to start making YouTube videos about 6 Siege, because I really liked the way that this gameplay video plays out. I really feel like the two developers of the game play really well. I mean, obviously there's developers. And so this is what inspired me to start getting better at the game, as well as inspired enough to start making YouTube videos. And so I wanted to play through it and watch through it and point out exactly where there's some good play and some bad play, and hopefully along the way we'll both be able to discover some new tips together as we play 6 Siege. So right here, this is the Mythic Games' 1v1 playthrough video. I'm going to watch it with subtitles and at 1.25 speed just to speed it up a little bit, and I'm just going to commentate and analyze the game a little bit, and we'll see how this works out. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started with the video here.
Hi everyone, welcome to this playthrough video. We promised we would do it, and this is it. We're gonna play a full game with not anybody, but the two developers of 6 Siege, the board game. So we have JB here.
Hi, how's it going?
And we have Mark here.
Hi.
And this time they're gonna play a hostage mission. That means
Alright, so normally, especially if you're playing on Tabletop Simulator right now, you can only play Bomb, but they're going to be playing Hostage mode, which is almost the same as Bomb, except you have to find the real hostage. There are 2 tokens, one real, one a decoy, and then you have to take that hostage and bring him outside of the map to the perimeter of the board. That's what you have to do as the attacker to win, and the defender, obviously you just have to defend the hostage and waste the attacker's time and time out the game. Alright, so first off I actually want to pause on the screen here, because I just want to show off the defender setup as well as the attacker deployment. So what I like about the setup is right here you've obviously got the 2 hostage tokens right here in this main room, and then in this big lobby room right here up at this corner. And what I love about the setup is that, as we'll get into later in the game, the hostage token is right here. We figured this out later in the game. But what the defender has done here is actually really clever, is that firstly, he's basically left this whole side of the map pretty much undefended, just because, you know, both the tokens are on this side of the map, so he wants to concentrate his defenders on the 2 sides of the map where the 2 hostage tokens are. And what that allows is that means that obviously all of his operators are concentrated here. Wherever the attacker goes, he can rotate his operators back and forth. They're really close, and he doesn't have operators stranded over like in this stairwell corner here, for instance. But secondly, another cool thing that the defender setup has got here going on is that you'll notice that he's got 1, 2, 3 operators right around this token, with another one who's watching this entrance to this room. Really what this looks like is that he's got more operators on this token than on this token. Right here on this hostage token, we've just got 1 operator. He's kind of not in the best overwatch spot. And this guy in the room next to it, right, just for cover. And if, you know, the attacking player, like I would as well, would look at this setup and think, ah yes, this must be the real hostage token because there's more tokens overwatching this room, and he's kind of left this one undefended. He's got more operators close by this area than this area. So 2 things. 1, as a defender, this is a great way to juke out your opponent, to make it seem like there's more people around this fake objective than the real objective. But also on the attacker side, notice this, is that clearly the attacking player thinks that the hostage token is right here. Obviously he's got 2 squads here ready to do a little pincer push like we talked in our video, flanking from this window right here and also these 2 windows. But notice that he doesn't completely write off this token either, right? Because obviously he knows that there is a possibility this could be fake. So he actually sets up an operator right here to push this token a little bit, just in case this one is the false token, which is going to help him out later in the game. So both on the attacker and defender side, we've got a good setup here that jukes out the attacker, and we've got a good setup on the attacker where he's about to pincer push what he thinks is the objective, but he's still got a guy here ready to go to this objective in case this turns out to be fake.
With this, I programmed the use of electronic gadgets.
So drones, for instance, won't be able to locate the hostage. Okay, great. So just give us a short presentation of the operators that you chose.
So I've got Blitz, I've got Glass.
Alright, he's got Blitz, Glass, Thermite, Twitch, and IQ.
2 operators, Twitch and IQ.
Pretty good.
Are more specialized into destroying electronic gadgets, destroying gadgets. I've got a sniper, a marksman.
So notice how he talks about gadget removal. He's composed his team with a couple of gadget removal operators.
Very tough to.
Alright, the defender's got Mute, Jaeger, Pulse, Smoke, and Kapkan.
Action. We want action. So let's get into action.
Alright, so the game is starting right here.
So we ready now?
You ready? So who's going to start? The attacker.
I'm good. Let's go. Ready? Okay, so I've got pretty much a plan, so it's gonna be my
Notice how he has a plan. As the attacker, remember, plan out your first turn. So this is good. Alright, so early use of the smoke grenade. That's what I'm talking about, that you don't want to waste those grenades. These are for getting into the map and getting map controls. This is a good play here. And then immediately putting in operator upstairs. Excellent for later in the game. And now that he's set up for glass, he can sit in that smoke marker and overwatch. Or shoot at operators that are in this room. Because glass can see through smoke. So notice how he used the first operator to set up his second operator. He planned out his whole first turn. Of course, that token is a decoy.
That's a bait.
I remove this one and
Which, I don't know, should be pretty obvious. That token wasn't in the best Overwatch spot, so you could probably reasonably determine that that operator wasn't real. In Overwatch, always when in doubt Overwatch, he does not just drop Glaz's turn. So it's a good play by the attacker. And notice that he only activated 2 operators. He wants to see what the defender's going to do before activating a third operator. So, very smart there. He's already got an operator upstairs and an operator overwatching the objective room through smoke, so nobody can see him. Great position. Notice how he's taking his time too. He didn't immediately just run into the objectives. That's what we were talking about in our attacker guide. He's using the first couple rounds to gather intel and start to make his way into the map, but slowly. So he's playing Mute. Nice. Alright, so he's moving Mute to overwatch the window so Glass can't just run in. That's good. So even if that's a decoy, he's got to get intel on that token before he can, you know, confidently move into the objective room. Alright, now that with Glass he's opened up that hallway, now he can move in with his 2 operators on the top floor.
Wow. Big explosion.
And then immediately moving Thermite upstairs. So he used his Breacher to open up the map for his teammate there, and then immediately moved upstairs. So now he's got 2 operators upstairs. He's got plenty of options. And then again, not wasting his final action, he's going to go and overwatch an interior space just in case. So remember, when in doubt, always overwatch. Look at that. The end of the first round, and he's already got line of sight on one of the objectives. He's already made intel on some tokens, and he's got 2 operators upstairs. So he's in a great position at the end of the first round.
So we're trying to see if this is the hostage. You believe you have line of sight?
I believe so. I do.
Is it the real hostage?
Yeah,
Is
my
it the
time is
real
going on,
hostage?
so.
No.
And this is where the defender's good setup really pays off, because very obviously that was a fake token. So he went through all that, still made good intel, still made good calls. That was the fake operator. But good thing is, the attacker has learned that on the first round of the game. So he can adapt very easily. He's got plenty of time.
He's going to grab that.
Break the barricade, in the barricade,
Yeah,
for one action.
He's going to lean.
So lean there. So he's got.
So I've got a long sight here. And I'm going to move inside. Mark is the real one. It's a fake.
Nice.
So one for leaning.
Two for unleaning.
Notice how he didn't just
5.
run into the room. He leaned to give himself as much cover as possible. That's good. And then obviously overwatching. Always good.
Here. So 1 moment.
Unleaning.
So the good thing is the defender is going to be able to rotate out to the real hostage. And he can do that because he's placed his tokens close enough that he can adapt and rotate if the attacker does something unexpected, which he has. So this is how you want to think about your tokens. You want to make sure that they're close enough they can rotate back to help defend. And he's overwatching that key stairwell hallway there at the bottom of the map.
1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to move this one as well. I can share my move with this one. 2 going here, and I will run. So I have like it's my fifth movement, and I run. I have more points. So 1, 2, and now I overwatch. So I overwatch the first.
Oh, so now he's overwatching the 2 smoke.
Again, always overwatching. You want to keep the attacker from just running confidently into rows.
I just watched the very good, sorry. To the linen. And 1 movement, 2, 3, 4. Here.
Nice. Getting upstairs.
The upper level as well.
Yeah, so you notice how that defender was separated by hard walls from the hostage token. How does he rotate out? Very obvious. Just move up the stairs, and that gives him a lot of options for where he wants to move. Because you can go to any of those injury tokens. So sometimes a great move is just moving an operator upstairs for the next round, because that's the end of the first round.
Any such thing. And then we'll move to you flip over.
Alright, so let's pause it here. That's the end of the first round. Really good first round for the attacker. Okay round for the defender. Obviously the attacker kind of threw him off. But here we can see a lot of our principles being shown in action, right? The attacker didn't just rush in, right? He used his first round to gather intel and gain map control. So he's got this room up here, he's probably going to take this room, and he's got this room here right next to the objective. Now, the defender, his best play was juking out the attacker, making him think the hostage token was here. So even though it seems like, oh, we've already revealed the first token, the defender's screwed, he's not really, because he wasted an entire turn and a lot of the attacker's efforts because the attacker was moving into this room. So now he's going to have to take these operators and move them over here. It's going to be a lot easier for him because he's got 2 guys on the stairs, and he's overwatching this hallway. So that's pretty good for the attacker, and he's got this room right here. Now the defender, rightfully so, instead of converging all of his tokens, he's kind of overwatching a lot of hallways, like this hallway right here, so this guy can't just run down this way. He's overwatching this hallway, so people can't just run out. Capkin's obviously overwatching this door, and he's got this stairwell overwatched here, so nobody can just breach this wall. And then the defender, instead of rushing around to the site, just pulled some guys up to the stairs, which means he's going to be able to have some options later for where he wants to move. So both people are in a pretty good spot. The defender wasted the attacker's time with this room, but the attacker got the intel that this was the false room pretty quickly, and he's got some map control and some rooms here. And so we're going to see how the second round plays out.
Your activation tokens, and we will move to round 2.
Yeah, and they were not up to you.
No, well, just a smoke.
Oh, yeah, true. Good, we haven't lost.
A very tactical first round.
Yeah. Well, it's often the case when you're playing the attacker that you just enter or break through defense.
And just be ready.
Notice what he
for
said there.
action in the second round. Okay, so let's start.
Break a few defense, enter. That's what you want to do in the first round.
Yeah. Alright. One. 2 is using this formation charge to reach that wall. Boom. Actions of 1 of them.
Nice. So this is a really good play by Thermite here.
Bits because I wanted IQ to go first actually, so it's gonna. Okay, no, that's fine. Okay. 3. Put myself in the launch. If I want to play 2 actions, when I need my dimension charge, I'm actually going to break. Use this second, which is going to second exothermic, which is going to break the disruptor, and so it's going to spend that.
So notice how he uses operator upstairs to break gadgets downstairs. Great use of an upstairs operator.
Remove all that.
Thermite has used a first exothermic charge to create a breach there, and then you forgot to destroy the little.
You can say that.
Yeah, and then destroy the gadget, which was a reinforced camera or something. A
This
disruptor.
one I was
Okay, so you did that. That was your first action. Then for your second action, you sent a fragmentation grenade, so you couldn't go Overwatch.
Real quick, just gonna pause right here. Notice here he's blown up this wall, and what he's is able to do, if he wants to, is take IQ, drop her on this sterile spot, and get a clear line of sight on this Mew token. That's a great use of the upstairs, it's a great use of adaptability, and it's just another point about why you should always be aware of not only the sterile tokens, but also destructible walls, because it seems like nobody can reach it from the side, but remember, somebody can drop down a sterile token, breach this wall, and still shoot you. So this operator token is now pretty, not exactly defenseless, but definitely vulnerable. Great play by
So then
Thermite.
this is when you stop. Okay.
And notice how he used his gadgets to clear out the enemy's utility. That's what you always want to be doing. IQ destroying another gadget. And he's doing exactly what I pointed out. He is getting a clear line of sight on this Mew token here, and this Mew token cannot overwatch him because he's watching everything up front.
She's not pinned, but she managed to move the camera. And
Line of sight here.
line of sight on
So you can reveal.
mute is still fake, still fake, no worries.
That turns out to be a decoy token.
And my friend.
Good play the defender. He's really wasted. He's wasted a lot of utility, a lot of the attacker's utility and time in this room, which is a good job on the defender's part.
Fine.
And the attacker's being very tactical and methodical.
So I'm revealing it. So it's the true one, at least.
Oh, you have line of sight from
Yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah.
Oh wow.
And I've got glass. I mean, glass is quite good at
This range.
And now that he's
range. Yeah. So
notice that he didn't move into the room until he cleared it out first. He cleared out gadgets and cameras, so he wasn't pinged. He cleared out tokens, and then he moved IQ and Glaz into the room, and now Glaz is going to be able to get a shot on Smoke here.
and two red.
So check without any
Oh, I haven't been telling you if you add any cover. Yeah, you might get some.
Okay, let's say
You've got
like,
cover.
you say half cover?
I'm saying half cover.
So just to explain what when the attacker wants to, well, we have stopped the timer, of course. When the attacker wants to shoot at someone, he estimates whether he has line of sight and whether his target has cover. And then the target either agrees with him and then we proceed to the rules, or if he if he wants to call,
A rules
then
explanation here.
we will measure and just check if one of them is right. If they are wrong, then he will lose a time. But in this case, they both agreed that the target was in line of sight, and then that you had like a light cover.
He's got a light cover.
Light cover meaning you will reduce from 2 points. Where does the light cover come from? From this? From the.
Piece of
Okay.
furniture, because it's adjacent to it, so it's room. And I reckon that between my door here and this door here,
You will
I
go
reckon
through,
that goes through this.
this square.
Yeah, so I'm not quite sure. I'm not trying to.
Yeah, you don't want him to call and just.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got optimal range for Glaz here. He's not moving in too close.
Okay, so let's.
Alright, so this is a great example here. Yes, the operator has light cover, so it's -2. Operators maximum have 5 health, which means right here we can see a classic example of one die roll. Boom, immediately can kill an operator, even with cover.
-2 is 5.
Yeah.
That's enough to kill Smoke.
Yep, boom, and he's gone. Remember, one die roll can kill you. It's all it takes. You get a good position on somebody,
Not so good.
even with cover,
We change this.
you're done.
And when you remove, yes, you have to take off the activation token so you remember. First kill.
Yeah, okay, we can resume, but I'm gonna be very short, so I'm just at 2, 3, 4, 5,
Overwatch. Great Overwatch token right there, because he can Overwatch that whole connector room between the defender and the objective. So if that is the real Jaeger, he can't just run across the hallway.
1, 2, 3, 4.
There you go. This is another great play by the defender using the outside to flank the attacker. A lot of times the attacker does not see that coming. Remember, you can go outside.
On Twitch. Through the breach. Yeah,
Yep,
through the window.
no worries.
So 2 red, 1 yellow, 1 orange. Which is dead, but it's me.
You're never sure. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, she's dead.
Yeah.
One die roll.
Well, she's
That's all it
done.
takes.
She's still.
That's all it takes.
Move mute, still 1. So I
So remember, as the defender, you can go on the outside.
So I will use.
Great play by the defender there.
Ability of plus. Because here is a vertical play room, so I can pin everybody here. I can localize everybody here with my action.
Yeah.
So I could do.
Using pulse to locate operators. Great use of
Blitz
pulse.
is pinned.
So now he can shoot pulse through the doorways or through soft walls there.
And the other action of pulse will be to
You want to use those operator gadgets and abilities. Give you the upper hand.
over there, here, to protect mutes from something from behind. And that's it.
It's not nice at all if I'm moving.
Your operator's backs.
It's annoying.
You've got your shield.
And because Blitz is located here and Capkin is overwatching, if he moves near that door, Capkin can shoot him with an overwatch action through that doorway. So he's got to be real careful with Blitz here.
My turn.
So you couldn't see.
That's
him.
why locating is rough.
No.
I reckon it wasn't. It didn't stop me. So I was here, but I moved there, and I reckon that from here, there's no way you can see me. Mark didn't decide to. So it's up to him.
Because I agree with you. I still have Jaeger and Captain.
Now he hasn't used Jaeger or Capkin traps yet. I think this is a mistake by the defender. Earlier, Thermite threw a grenade into the objective room. He should have used a Jaeger item right then and there. And when the attacker operators moved to the windows, he should have used the Capkin. He should have used the Capkin traps. I don't know if he's waiting on them or if he forgot them, but he should have been using those. If he had been using those traps, then the attackers would either have health or they would have lost actions, and they would not have as much map control as they do. So that would be the mistake on the defender's part. Gotta use those gadgets.
Broken.
Let's run 3.
Alright, so that's the end of round 2. Let's just analyze the position again. Alright, so like I just said, obviously, I think the defender's mistakes here is that he's not been using Jaeger or Capkin traps. Thermite was able to destroy a bunch of stuff here with a throwable. Jaeger should have been able to stop that. And he's got a bunch of operators that have moved through windows. He should have been using Capkin traps to either make them lose actions or make them already be damaged. Instead, the attacker has full health on all of his operators, and he's been able to use all of his actions. And so I think that's a mistake on the defender's part. Now, the attacker did lose one operator, but that's okay because he's still got people close to the objective, and he's overwatching the area where this operator could potentially try and flank. So Glass has got this doorway covered with overwatch. This is a pretty solid end of round 2 place. The attacker's completely taken this side of the map. I mean, no question. And he can pretty easily move into the objective room here. He just has to find a way to get rid of this Capkin overwatching both these two doorways. So we'll see what he does.
Round 3. Yes, you flip over your activation tokens.
Sure. And we're good to go then. Okay.
Round 3, but now you know where the hostage is. Reveal some operators.
Okay. Yeah,
Jaeger is still.
Jaeger is still.
Going to use a special ability to remove that here.
The attacker's using full use of all his operator abilities. That's why he's got the upper hand on the positioning right now, is he's been using all of his gadgets as much as possible.
The smoke grenades.
Alright, so he's throwing a smoke grenade into this room, which is going to allow Blitz to get in. That would be a great opportunity to use a Jaeger device. I don't know if Jaeger only works throwing a throwable through windows, but if it can work through doorways, he should have used a Jaeger to stop this smoke grenade.
So you can throw grenades through your
So
operators.
I use the Jaeger abilities, so it will cost to you.
Okay,
Actions.
there he is. He's using it.
And you can
So now he has to...
take 2 actions.
Okay. So that was I spoke too soon there. He did use the Jaeger item finally, and that's going to make him not have as many actions. Great use of the Jaeger.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so the smoke grenade.
But the attacker, he's going to use extra actions because he wants Blitz to be able to get in there with the smoke grenade.
Going up. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And
Pulling Twitch back upstairs. Or IQ, sorry.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Anyway, he's running. Putting himself here. And he's overwatching. That's no way you're coming here, mate. And that's your turn, Mark.
Okay.
So move
With Glass in position, so he's starting to make a push here.
So move here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3.
Alright, just moving right upstairs.
Can you go
Good
upstairs
play.
with the, blue or-
Ah, sorry. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
Thanks,
You're
Leo.
right. You're right. So, but I can go from here. So
It's
easier.
shorter, actually.
So I'm
Absolutely true, Leo.
and then I'm going to. I will throw. I will throw a neutral grenade.
You see?
There we go. Alright, so the defender's finally using his gadgets, which is good.
So
So he's going to be able to get some good damage on Glass here.
so there will be a 3.
Yeah. 1.
Just 1 damage. Not too bad.
Good.
That's fine for me.
But he's using his gadgets. If he had rolled well,
Okay, that's my.
Glass took 1 damage.
Glass could be in serious trouble.
And then I will put myself overwatch. Okay.
Always Overwatch. You have extra actions, always Overwatch. It's good. So he's blocking off that stairwell escape for the 2 attackers in the hallway.
2, 3. And then here. And overwatch. And that's okay.
Okay. So I've got only Blitz remaining. I know already what I'm going to do, so I'm going to reach that.
Yeah,
and
just going in the doorway.
Direction 1, 2, 3. So he doesn't see me because I was in the smoke and I'm just
Yep.
next to him. Hello. But I'm not keen on shooting at him today.
This is a great...
Shooting myself in
I love this bit right here.
My turn.
So a lot of people may ask, why doesn't he just shoot Capkin? Why does he Overwatch? Well, and that's because this is what's so great about the Overwatch action. Whenever you move into a square or finish an action in the overwatching area of effect, you will get shot at. Which means you can get reposted multiple times by moving multiple squares. You don't do your whole move action and then get reposted. It's just one single movement. If you finish a movement square, you get shot. Which means anything Capkin does in front of Blitz is going to be able to shoot him. So Capkin is pretty much essentially useless at this point. He can't shoot anyone and he can't move or finish any actions because Blitz is going to watch him. So a little taunting, but I think what's happening here is that just in case he's worried Blitz may whiff a single die roll, he's basically opening up the avenue for Blitz to be able to shoot Capkin multiple times if he needs to, which this will give him the opportunity to do so.
Okay, so.
Don't know if you'd have to do that.
Which should
The situation doesn't call for this all the time, but in this type of situation, it's pretty clever, pretty funny.
He's not I mean,
you come to my unlucky dice
Rolls.
throw, but you don't know.
I don't know.
It's like something you can.
I've got a cover. So we can move one more chance.
Yeah. Yes, right. So the cover because of the shield.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
true.
always got it.
Always got light cover.
Yeah. It's not very good.
Is that a reroll or not?
Oh, maybe I can do roll. I can do
Yes.
worst. I can do worst.
Could you less?
That's what you.
I'm pinned anyway.
You're in anyway.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So -2, that would be 3.
Yeah, that's it. 3 damage.
No, I don't.
You happy with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm shooting back at you because I was in Overwatch.
Alright, so he's able to use his shield to survive the die roll from Capkin, and now he gets to repost immediately.
And you don't have any cover.
No cover.
That's a 1.
It's okay like that. Okay, so I'm super sorry, but I kill you.
That's all it takes. Yep, 1 die roll. There you go.
So I took a
I
risk.
think in that situation, probably he should have just shot him.
Yeah, but I wanted to be
But
in
now he's already in Overwatch. That's the thing. So now when other operators come into the room, he got to kill him and set up an Overwatch. It's like 2 birds with 1 stone. So it is pretty clever. Because Overwatch is going to survive between rounds.
No, because Blitz is pinned.
Yeah, because this is paralyzed. Yeah, goes through
Who's here?
here. Can shoot on him. It's the easiest.
Using his pulse very effectively.
So it will be like I have no choice. It will be the
Pulse is just...
Long range? So 1 yellow and
He's,
2 orange.
I mean, he's so good in the board game. I mean, he's good in the video game too, but man, he seems almost like a must pick, especially at the state of the game right now. He's so good.
-3 makes 2, makes exactly 5. Blitz is
5 -3.
Blitz is down.
So yes,
There you go.
Oh, that was not a bad roll.
that roll.
That was a good roll.
My first too late.
Okay.
Great use of pulse there.
You got a blitz.
Yeah, you got.
Suppose did the job.
And end of turn. Great.
And after me.
So you both lost.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now you will be down to how many minutes? Just to 3 minutes.
Yeah, that's it.
Because you have 3 surviving operators.
Alright, so end of round 3. Let's go and analyze. They're both traded. They're both 3 for 3. Glass has got a wound here. So, and Jaeger is still hidden. So he could either be watching this doorway or coming around here. Probably this is the real Jaeger, would be my guess. But the defender is in a decent spot because the room is undefended. Unfortunately, right here, he's blocked his own rotate path. So he's got 2 people upstairs, but he can't just drop them down right here. However, he does have a token right here. He can drop here. Eventually, these 2 are going to have to move, and he can't overwatch this stairwell token here all the time. So the defender, not sure what the defender can do. The only stairwell place, I guess he can move here, but that's just such a long way. So I think probably the defender's kind of hoping he can drop down here and flank around. Oh, he can also up here. That's right. So if he can locate people in this room, he can drop down from this stairwell token and shoot them through this wall as they try to get the objective token. So he's in a pretty good spot. The attacker, on the other hand, who's he got? I think he's got thermite upstairs. He can actually blow up this hatch and drop down, which also might open it up for the defender, so I'm not sure if he wants to do that. But basically, the attacker's close to the objective, the defender's close enough that he can defend. He's watching the one hallway that these 2 are trying to get into the objective from, so they can't confidently run through the square because Jaeger can just shoot them, and remember, 1 die roll can kill you. So, seems pretty even. They're both 3 and 3. He's got 2 operators upstairs, which is very adaptable. The attacker's got 1 operator upstairs. He's got people close to the objective room, so does the defender. It could really go either way here, so let's see how round 4 shakes out.
This will go. Yeah, we have removed any tokens. Nothing left. Yeah, we can move to round 4.
Thank you, Leo.
So only 2 rounds for the attackers to save the hostage.
Yeah. So I've got 2 people there and 1 Jaeger roaming around. Okay, so
You guys still not revealed.
yeah.
At the run.
We don't know.
I haven't been spending actions to do so. I could have been droning, but you know, I feel free to do this thing before.
As the attacker here talks about how he could have been droning.
I haven't got Jaeger.
Could have been getting... And there we go. Just like I guessed, Jaeger was right there behind that desk.
Behind the furniture. Oh yeah, sure.
And he's in Overwatch, right?
Let's see what happens here. It's pretty far away, so let's see if Jaeger can actually do the kill.
So you're gonna shoot at. Oh yeah, because she's in line of sight. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
she is. Oh yes.
So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So,
That's long range.
yeah, you guys not really.
But it could kill her.
Only 2 orange.
But only
And
four.
no, yeah, and
No cover.
no cover at all.
Remember, no cover with 2 orange potentially can still kill. Right, I'm telling you, man, it's all it takes. And that's why you want what the attacker should have done is either sent a drone or leaned to get heavy cover so he would still survived. You want to be able, instead of just rushing in, you want to make a play based on intel, and he was just hoping that that was the fake Jaeger. But, like we said, all it takes is 1 die roll, that's why Jaeger was able to get the drop on him. And now the defender's got the advantage here, pretty clearly.
It's going to be a revenge, mate. Okay? So, 1, 2, 3, I'm leaving.
Now he's gonna lean.
You should only.
Nice, so Jaeger gets to shoot him first.
This time, you will have heavy
Heavy
protection,
cover.
because
He's leaning and behind a big wall. So
so it's still 2 yellow.
And he is now vulnerable from this stairwell here, so we'll be curious to see how he does this.
You could have done that without
just
you.
one.
I would have
Do you
been
want to
happy.
re-roll?
Just 1. Do I need to re-roll? Because I can. No, I cannot do something wrong. No, I don't.
You're not
You don't
re-rolling.
re-roll.
Okay.
So no damage.
So we
But
now-
but for me, it will be different.
so we know we are 7. So it's long range.
Long range, so that's 2 red, 1 orange, and 1 yellow, and he's got light cover, so -2.
Just gonna shoot.
See, he's already.
Jaeger is out. Alright, so you only have 2 operators now.
Another trade, so it's a little bit more even. But the problem is the attacker
I've done 4.
doesn't have a lot of avenues here, and the defender can surround him, especially with all the stairwell tokens. So he has to overwatch that stairwell place. But no matter where Glaz overwatches, he's vulnerable here. So really killing IQ there with his Jaeger placement was pretty brutal. So he has to hope that he can get the token out before the defender can rotate.
And you've got 2 minutes. Well, you've got lots of time.
I've been surprised.
Just like that. The attacker's been on top the whole time, and just like that, the attacker is on the defensive, but the defender's got the advantage back, basically right here. And that's why, as the attacker, you need to make good intel.
That special
You can do it from a vertical.
Pulse. Man, I can't believe there's no limit on Pulse's locate. It's crazy.
It's gonna be tricky anyway.
So pulse is.
So like I said right here, the defender, he can use Pulse to locate people, he can drop down here, and he can shoot a thermite through this wall. And he can also rotate down this way. Well, or from here, he can rotate over this way and shoot a glass. So just because the attacker lost a third person to Overwatch any of these potential angle ways, he's now pretty vulnerable in this state. And he has to wait a whole other round before he can try and get that hostage out. We'll see.
so Pels did one action. Okay, let's try it. Let's try it. So that's from here. 1, 2, 3, 5. And from here I should have thermites.
Yep.
Oh, first call.
So we're going to.
We have to measure. So
Yeah,
we
we
read the
just-
minis and from the center to the center. The first time we do that.
Leo, you are the ref.
No,
Yeah.
you don't have line of sight. I'm sorry. Yeah, the wall is
Too bad.
just for a little bit.
So
It's very, very
I've
close.
got the option either to add 30 seconds or to remove 30 seconds, but I have no priorities left in place.
So you
I'm
want
going
to
to remove 30 seconds to Mark. Oh, you've got only
Nice.
13 seconds left.
Yes.
Radio?
And you
Yeah.
you missed your shot.
Yeah,
Your
do
shot.
that. 1, 2, 3, 5. 5.
Yeah. Do it.
And shots.
I agree. I've
Yep.
got a lot of coverage behind me.
This is why locating as the defender is so useful. Also another reason why Pulse is just so good.
4.
So let's see, can Thermite survive this?
Red orange. Bad. Oh, Mark!
1, 2, 6, 7, 8.
Even with cover, man.
Oh, yeah.
What's happening to you, Mark? I'm not used to these roles, you know?
Another watch. Okay. So
Okay.
end of my activation.
Oh my. So
Do you see how hard I'm trying to get this offstage? And Mark is saying no.
But with this dice, it's no matter to dash. So it's like two red and one.
So that was a very spectacular round. So yeah,
Five
lots of
minutes. Yeah, I know.
eliminations. Only one attacker left and 2 defenders. So
Alright, end of round 4. And they've already kind of narrated it here, and you can see just like that, just on one die roll, how it shifts from being the attacker's game to suddenly being the defender's game. And this is why, as the attacker, it's always better to take it slow and grab intel first. If he had droned out and spotted that Jaeger, then he probably could have figured out some way to move around this area. Maybe come back out this window here and rush around from behind, which he would have had time to do. Unfortunately, he just ran across, and boom, one die roll, IQ is gone. And if IQ hadn't died, maybe IQ could have overwatched some of these extra areas, and then he could run and get the hostage. But I mean, that's just how it goes. And with the timer, right, he wasn't thinking about the drone until after the fact. And that's just what happens. You want to make sure that you make intel, right, because Jaeger is able to get one roll. And now all of a sudden, it's 2 versus 1. He's surrounded pretty much on all sides. Pulse can locate him, and he can get shot through this wall. This guy can run around here and shoot him through this wall. So, and he doesn't have enough movement to run, grab the hostage, and get out in this one round. So it'll take a miracle for the
last
attacker to win
round,
this game.
JB is gonna have 1 minute and he's gonna try to get the hostage and move.
Yeah, that's super tricky. I reckon.
Yeah, and we are here for the very last round. Will Glass be able to get the hostage and leave by the end of this turn? He's not a runner?
No, not in this time.
Yeah, he can only
Not
do
this turn.
7.
We are the 5th turn, but we may, if I get the stage, get a foundation.
Oh, really? Okay. So you might have an extra turn. Okay.
Okay,
But you need to hold the hostage.
yeah. So, here we go.
Alright.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get the stage with me. 5. It's going to happen again. You know what just happened?
Mm-hmm.
It's the issue.
He can't get out.
6. Putting myself in watch.
You've got the hostage.
I've got the hostage. Too much.
Right.
Overwatching is his only hope here.
So what I'm going to do is
but
5.
Plus mobility is 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep.
That's great. So
just like I said, Pulse can locate him and he can get shot through the wall.
You pin him?
And even though he's overwatching, he doesn't have line of sight through that wall, so, I mean, there's pretty much nothing Glass can do.
So it will be 2 red and 1 yellow.
you better kill it because you're out of time.
I explained them.
No, I was mute. Yeah. 6 minus 3 makes 3 on me. I've got 1 HP left.
So you do 1, 2 and shots. So it's the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You've got a red.
I've got that.
No.
7?
No.
7 minus
1,
3?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, yeah.
7 minus 3 is 4.
Yeah.
That's enough!
I'm super dead. Well done, Mark. Well done. It was really, really difficult.
But you were. It was a close game.
Yeah, it was.
It was a
Actually,
close game.
you could have made it.
Well, he managed to bluff me because honestly, I thought that the hostage was dead. You know?
Okay,
so, I've
so
been
yeah.
concentrating
And then you
most
didn't.
of my guys
When
there.
you moved, also IQ, you forgot about him being there, and you were
That
shot.
was a mistake. You know, we all making mistake all the time, even if we're playing well.
But
we
that
make
was a
mistake.
spectacular
You
match
yeah.
to watch.
You
You
And
see
yeah,
the
yeah.
Twitch here that's been killed.
Yeah,
It wasn't a good move for me, you know.
I really like this part here.
this game, yeah.
Like he should have won. Like it was.
I could have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
could have
It
done,
was till the last second, so
yeah.
You can thank Pulse.
yeah, Pulse,
Obviously,
Pulse,
Pulse is the man of the game.
Pulse is the man.
And Mute, I mean, he's been killing. How many people Mute's been killing?
Everybody.
No, Jaeger killed IQ. Yeah, Mute. Wow. It's shocking.